Hey everybody. Sorry that I was not able to get this done by yesterday, but all of our most of our guests have left, and some of the animals have left. So so the menagerie is a little bit smaller here at our pad. Um, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your families are okay. I hope your friends and everything are all right. I know some of you guys are still in Santa Barbara. Some of you guys are still in Bakersfield and places like that. Um, so I hope you're able to at least take some comfort in that things aren't as bad as they otherwise could have been. As far as the test, talk about the test. So I've uploaded this all to a Google Drive, and you guys will have that because you've already received that if you're watching this video. But just want to say that your test is going to be due to Turnitin. And again, that's on our CI Learn under the assignments thing. You guys, this should be familiar with you guys. You guys have done this a couple times already this semester. But just want to reiterate, initially this was going to be due at our scheduled final time, which is on Monday. I moved it back to Wednesday because I'm not getting this to you until Thursday. I moved the due date to Thursday as well. So you have a full week to work on this. So this is going to be due at 11. You need not come to campus. You can just submit this electronically and all is good. I will check what's been submitted as of the 13th or so, or the morning of the 14th, and email folks that have not yet submitted something. If you are having problems, internet problems or logistical problems, I personally will be in the Cons Bio Lab at 10:30. And you guys are more than welcome to come and upload it there, but you need not do that. That's only a fallback, or if you guys have a question or something like that. So I'll be in the lab at 10:30. This stuff's due at 11 next Thursday. You can read all this later, but I just wanted to go over the questions really quick. The first question is simply, how does household income correlate with the public's propensity to eat seafood? So the more money you make, the more seafood you eat, the less seafood. How does that? What's going on with that? So to answer that, you guys can use our public opinion poll data that you've already collected, and I've put this all in a folder, which you guys already have a link to. But if for some reason you don't have it, you can just click here and go to the folder and download the data. I'd like you guys to respond to that prompt with a 1-paragraph answer and a professional figure. So you guys are gonna make a nice kick butt graph that's gonna have labels, the axes labeled, and the units, and good descriptive title, all that kind of stuff. So a kick butt figure, and then a paragraph. In that paragraph, when you are gonna describe to me what the pattern between income and seafood consumption is, in addition to just describing what it is, I'd also like you to pull in at least one new reference that supports your interpretation. So if you think you see this pattern because of X, find a reference that supports X. Ideally, that would be a peer-reviewed reference, but at this point, any professional sourced thing. So I would let you guys throw in a newspaper article, for example, this one time. Okay, so that's the first one. So you're gonna make a graph. You're gonna make a paragraph. Boom. Next question. Are we doing a good job managing California's coastal resources? You're going to argue to me that either we are doing a good job or we're not doing a good job. Whatever you argue, make sure nothing is ever perfect. Nothing is ever super awesome or super horrible. So make sure that you include at least one counter example in your argument saying the opposite of whatever your main argument is. Overall, your arguments should be really well referenced and have a lot of detail. So particular numbers, exact dates, stuff of that nature, and of course, well cited. If you argue that we're doing a poor job overall at managing our coastal resources, that's a totally fine position to take should you want to take it. But if you do argue that, make sure to also outline a few basic modifications that we could take that would improve the management of the coast. So if you're saying we're doing this wrong, that wrong, the other thing wrong, make sure you provide some, in your argument, some responses as to how we could improve that. Overall, you want to focus on a very clear, strong argument convincing me that we're either doing a good job or we're not doing a good job managing the coast. either argument can get full points. It's rather about how you're arguing, the strength of your argument. It's not so much about what side you come down on. It's about making a strong argument for your case. Okay, then your last question is is the general public here in coastal Southern California interested in seafood sustainability? And so for this, you can draw on a variety of stuff, but in particular, you should use everything that you have access to. So that'll include both our seafood surveys, which you've just completed, but also our public opinion polls address some of that. And maybe some of you guys, depending on where we went and some of our field activities or guest speakers or whatever, there might be additional stuff or readings, whatever, lectures that address this. So make sure you use all that. So again, the point of this question is to determine whether, or you're going to make an argument as to whether the public is truly interested in seafood sustainability here locally or they are not. Now, to answer this question, you will be using our seafood survey data. There's still some issues with some of the surveys that I've gotten from you guys. I'm still trying to clean them up. Rather than give you a partial data set, I'm giving you guys a data set from a previous class. So it's still totally fine. You can still use all your anecdotal observations that you made this particular semester, but for the actual numbers, the quantities, please use this cleaned data set that's all solid from a previous semester. Lastly, you guys can do some extra credit if you want. You don't have to do this option. You can read this if when you have a chance, but basically what you're gonna do for your extra credit is to find 2 news stories about the Thomas Fire going on right now and write a 1-paragraph summary about each of those, about how those particular news stories clearly illustrate some theme we've discussed this semester about coastal zone management. Now, this source could be a TV story, it could be a newspaper article, it could be a professional blog post, pretty much anything other than a simple blurb on some Facebook post or some Twitter feed or something, right? It has to be something substantial. You can find up to 2 of those, write a paragraph about each, and submit those as extra credit. And if they're good, if they're solid, I'll give you guys a couple extra credit points. So just one last point here. Notice that I've given you 3 questions. Normally I give you guys choices, but because of all the insanity and all that, I'm not giving you guys the option to pick 1A or 1B, 2A or 2B. It's just going to be answer question 1, answer question 2, answer question 3. Question 1, primarily about the graph and the paragraph interpretation. Question 2, sort of an overall summary of all the information you've pulled together this semester, excuse me. And then lastly, delving into our seafood surveys as well as the stuff throughout the semester to try to answer this question about seafood sustainability. Thanks so much, you guys. Thanks for a great semester. I'm sorry it's been so bizarre, and we ended the semester just like we started it. Total crazy. But thank you for all the hard work you guys have done. Really hope to see you maybe at 10:30 next Thursday. But if that doesn't work out, please do pop by and say hi after the Christmas break. Hope everybody has a really safe time. Hope your families are okay. And please feel free to text me any questions you guys have about this. Again, you have 1 week to submit this. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.